20 years of beauty that inspires. 20 illustrious years. Transforming eco-warriors, true beauties for a cause. But what really goes behind the making of a Miss Earth Queen? Every Earth Queen has a different journey through the crown, and one person knows their stories. For the new Miss Earth Crown Inside Story series, let us hear it from one of the pillars of Philippine pageantry, Mr. Rodgil Flores.
Good day to everyone here on the Miss Earth Crown page. We are here exclusively with our sit-down interview with the Queen Maker himself, Mr. Rodgil Flores of Kagandahang Flores. Sir, good evening po.
Hi to everyone.
First, we'd like to say thank you for giving us an opportunity to talk to you. And definitely it's going to be a great interview since we're going to talk about the legacy that KF has made for the Miss Earth over the past few years.
Okay.
So first, sir, we'd like to know the story behind KF. I mean, how did it start? And what was the inspiration for you to create Kagandahang Flores from the very beginning?
Okay. Since I was, you can call a martial baby. When Miss Universe was first held here in 1974, syempre that's martial law. All you can watch on TV are government-controlled stations. And it was that time Miss Universe was held here. So every time after school, we were allowed naman to watch TV. Every time we open the TV, all you see is the Miss Universe candidates being featured in TV shows. So I got hooked up really. That started my fascination with pageants because I was just 7 years old. And then when I watched the live telecast, all you can see they're coming out in national costumes. Parang, for me, oh my God, parang iba't ibang mga fairy tale characters with their national costume. That started it all. Tapos ayun, I got fascinated, hooked with pageants. Even at, I was then 7 years old. So, inabangan ko na lahat ng mga succeeding pageants that was happening in the Philippines. Like, at that time, I think there was only 3 national pageants. Luckily, my mom also is an avid watcher of pageants. So, there was Binibining Pilipinas that time, I think Mutsarang Pilipinas, and then there was Miss RP.
So it started really with you being a pageant fan at an early age. So
Totoo
when did
yan.
you start, from being a pageant fan, how did you start it to become like a passion of you to actually train the girls, starting with Kagandahang Flores? When did it exactly start?
Okay.
What was the history?
I have a cousin, his name is Gio. He's my co-founder for Kagandahang Flores. Actually, he was the one who was really a sobrang avid pageant fanatic. Kumbaga, we are just like brothers. He grew up with our family. Sa sobrang hilig niya, he was just convincing me, for example, we would be reading from newspaper ads. For example, it was a screening of Binibining Pilipinas. And he would say, let's go. Pinipilit niya ako. And so, ako naman, I give him to his request, sinasamahan ko siya. So we would watch screenings at that time. Actually, not exactly screenings. They would sign up. I think that was in Alimol pa. There was a bowling lane there. And then there was Trattoria Uno, was the restaurant where they conduct their screenings every Saturday. So that started it all. Actually, siya talaga.
So it's si Gio, your cousin, was the one who really...
Yes, kumbaga I was just supporting him. Kasi our age difference is more than 10 years. So he was just, imagine, that was 20 years ago. So he was just in his high school. So taga-sunod lang ako sa kanya. Sinasamahan ko lang siya. And then na-imbibe ko na rin yun.
Wow, okay.
Tapos actually, the very first we tried was his classmate niya in high school.
The very first girl that you trained?
That we trained. Pero it was just for a local pageant. It was just a pageant from our town. Pateros, classmate niya.
Okay.
Okay.
And then did this girl win the
Yeah.
pageant?
I think hindi naman yung topmost prize.
Okay.
But she won
Okay.
as a runner-up. And then, interestingly rin, yung the very first binibini candidate namin, one of those was also his classmate.
Okay. So mga kaibigan lang talaga
Yes,
na parang gusto
test case
before.
lang.
Okay. And then
That happened to be the auntie of Patricia Fernandez.
oh, okay.
So after 22 years, that was 1996. I remember. 1996, and then Patricia joined 2008. Yung first was her tita na classmate ng cousin ko, Gio.
So technically, when did the Kagandahang Flores start as like a camp na talagang full
Actually, it
full
wasn't a
blast?
camp. We started lang training. So we started training for 94. And
So,
then
1994.
95, ewan ko if you still remember, there was a national pageant for Itbulaga. It's called Beautiful Girl.
Yes, Beautiful Girl. Napanood ko yung Beautiful Girl eh.
Yes.
Yes.
Yung Beautiful
yes.
Girl. Okay. I was still working then as a process engineer in a glass manufacturing company.
Okay, so sobrang layo sa
Yeah.
pageantry.
Full-time ako doon. Talagang
Okay.
engineer ako. Process engineer. And then, yung plant namin is located in a barrio in Pasig. It's in Barrio Pinagbuhatan. And then, syempre, may mga friends din ako na mahilig sa pageant.
Okay.
So, may inilapit sa akin na girl. Her name was Leia Culiao. Kung pwede ko daw tulungan. Kasi sasali siya sa
Beautiful Girl.
Beautiful Girl. As I remember, ito na yung mga last stages nung pageant ng Beautiful Girl. So, nanalo siya sa daily. And then I just had to borrow a dress from a friend ko na bading, na sumasali rin sa pageant. So, yun ang suot niya na nanalo siya ng daily.
Okay.
Tapos, magwi-weekly, di ba? Parang ganon. Nanalo rin siya ng weekly pagkatapos sa salang ng semifinals.
Okay.
So, as I understand, yung mga panahon na yon, since I had very limited resources, so ibig sabihin parang isang damit lang ang suot niya dun sa stages ng competition na ganon. And then, pumasok siya sa finals.
Okay.
Tapos ang designer nila was Michelangelo Afable of Cavite. The late Michelangelo Afable of Cavite. Si Michael was responsible for doing the gown of Alma Concepcion
In Mr. International.
in Binibining
Pilipinas. And then where she won for the international crown. Tama po
When,
ba?
So siya nagdamit nung lahat ng grand finalists, nanalo sila Yakuliao ng Beautiful Girl.
Okay.
And then, nagkakilala kami. Tapos kinukulit niya ako for Leia to join Binibining Pilipinas for 1995.
So parang talagang it really starts with like the local barrio or
Yes.
like
Diyan ako nanggaling.
local levels na talagang you really get girls from their municipalities. You scout them from there and then you
Ano lang, parang matatawag na rin na isolated case kasi one lang yun eh, cousin, classmate lang ng cousin ko. And then, 95 was the Beautiful Girl.
Yeah.
So, nakilala ko si Michelangelo Afable. Tapos, eventually, naging very close kami. So, naisama na niya ako. Michelangelo was actually designing and creating gowns for Binibining Pilipinas contestants at that time. Doon ko na-meet si 95, si Isabela Cabrera. Okay. So, kumbaga, I was just an observer the next year for 1995, and then 1996, the next year, nag-start na kaming magsali. Yung classmate nga niya, and then Michael Angelo had me train. At the time, the word training wasn't really training.
Yeah, actually,
called us training.
Like, parang let's qualify that. During that time, ano po ba yung training na ginagawa ninyo with the girls?
So Michelangelo Afable was then dressing up, and he was involved with big contests, big pageants that time. Mutiara ng Pilipinas, Binibining Pilipinas, and then in 1996, Michelangelo Afable entrusted Sonia Santiago to me for training. Mostly, what I did then was all about Q&A, some sort of personality development.
Okay.
And then, it was an opportunity that that time, Sonia was joining Binibini. So my cousin said, why not, I will find one of my friends who can really join Binibini, and we trained her too. Okay, so ang training, kalye namin, garahe.
Hindi pa ganitong ka big or elaborate na facility, so to say, during that time.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Tito, you've already shared a little bit about the history, how you started. Now, let's move on specifically with your involvement with Miss Earth.
Coming up next.
And do you remember the very first girl that you trained for Miss Philippines Earth?
Kung maririnig nyo rin yung kwento nila Angelia, nila Angeli, nila Jamie, kumbaga pinilit ko talaga sila. Sabi ko sa kanya, hindi ka pwedeng umuwi ngayong gabi dahil manghihiram ka ng mukha sa aso kung matatalo ka. Kaya mabait nga daw ako. Pero yung mga malapit sa akin, alam nila kung paano akong magalit talaga.